new since my screen isn't coming. Um, yeah. So we were talking about where DevOps comes in all this. DevOps isn't just speed and automation; it is consistency at scale. Instead of manually grant, that's the first thing you should notice. Like DevOps isn't just speed and automation; it's consistency at scale. Instead of manually granting access, we should standardize roles and permissions in code. And instead of trusting people to just remember best practices, it's better to automate the checks. For example, blocking public exposure before deploying. Then instead of reacting to an incident after it has happened, we should build guardrails to the pipeline itself. These are just basic best practices for for a, for a DevOps engineer. So what is the takeaway? What is the takeaway? Security is a life cycle problem, not just an infrastructure problem. Small user level decision compounds into large risks over time. Sorry, can you see my screen? Okay. Yes. Small level, so okay. Security is a life cycle problem, not just an infrastructure problem. Small user level decisions compound into large risks over time. Automating the basic task, access plus monitoring, beats relying on discipline alone. So thank you. That's the end of my presentation. If you have any question, please drop it in chat box so you could ask. I would answer. Or if you want me to go over it again, I can do that too. Hello?
Please, can you go over it again? Just joining and didn't really get exactly what you presented, or should I say what you just explained?
Okay, so basically, it's the basics. Um, I'm bringing you guys back to the basics of data security in your cloud workflow. And there are a few things you need to like understand what data is, um, how it actually moves through a workflow. That's life cycle, and where security typically breaks, where you actually have issues with your data, and the core principles, and how to and where DevOps automates them for you. That's basically what I spoke about. So at the start of the lecture, let me go back so you could read it up to get a sense and again. Sorry. Okay. So I define what data is. Data is a group of facts that can take different forms, such as numbers, pictures, words, videos, observations, and a lot more. Then I describe the two types of data we have. We have structured and unstructured data. One is clean and easy to control, and the other is basically every other thing. It's actually hard to classify. We have things like images and videos. That's under unstructured data. Then we have what we call metadata, which is quite important because this is what you use to like trail your this is what you use to trail this is the only way you can trail the issue if something goes wrong. Then we spoke about the life cycle of data, which is create, store, share, use, archive, and delete. And I spoke about how every single stage is an important part of it and how it should be protected and questions you should ask at each stage. Like when it is in create, you should ask, was it created with the right access settings from the first day or from the person who created it? Was it stored in the right location? Was it locked down by default? And how you shared it, is the link just a link that anyone can join, or is it for specific sets of people? Where are we pulling data from, and how often is data being used? Then we spoke about where security really breaks when we have misconfigured access, um, when we have oversharing, when we have lack of visibility, and human behavior. For human behavior, okay, let me explain them one by one. So for misconfigured access, sorry. Okay, for misconfigured access, specific people are meant to have access to specific sets of data. And when this isn't put in place, other people can see, or let's say other people that don't have the authority can see it at any time. Then for oversharing, anyone, if you share a link now to a particular data and it is not like properly protected, anyone, like if you set a link now to like anyone with access can view, it removes all your control over that particular data or who could open it. Then for like lack of visibility, when there is no clear log of who accessed the data, when, why, or where. Then for human behavior, this is like human flaws, like when you erase your password, share, you do quick share with your data, and yeah, you don't protect it that well. Those are human errors. This is where security really breaks. Like those four parts are where security breaks in the life cycle of data. Then the core security concepts of data is authentication. I spoke about them: authentication, authorization, least privilege, encryption, auditing, and monitoring. For authentication, the question is, who are you? Who is logging in with a particular password? You have to know who the person is. Authorization, what are you allowed to do? Being able to, if you are allowed to view a particular set of data and the rest. Least privilege, what minimum access do you actually need to view a data or to use a particular set of data? Then for encryption, can this be read, or if can this be read if it is interpreted? Maybe your laptop is stolen or you have something stolen from you. Have you encrypted that particular file or disk that person can't just open your system and get access to um, very important private data? I'm coming on to get to that particular. Okay, yes, this is it. Then for the next part, we spoke about where DevOps fits in. Where DevOps fits in all this. So instead of DevOps isn't just automation and speed; it is consistency at scale. Instead of manually granting access, you can standardize rules and permission. Instead of trusting people to remember the best practices, you can automate checks. For example, blocking public exposure before deployment. Then instead of reacting to an incident after it has happened, you can build guardrails into the pipeline itself. And finally, okay, that's all. Then that's basically it. That's basically what I covered today. So do you have any other questions or contributions? You can contribute. It's the basics. So just a refresher. No questions. Tara, do you have a question for me? Tara. Okay, since you don't have a question for me, I have a question for you guys. So what is the most common access or sharing gap you've personally seen in your environment, maybe in your workplace, or where or you've noticed maybe in your career? What is the most common access? Okay, someone is asking me to let them know. Yeah. So what is the most common access or sharing gap you've personally seen in your environment, maybe your workplace or a previous role you've taken? You can answer in the comment section, or the income message.
Please, can you repeat the question?
What is the most common access or sharing gap you've personally seen in your environment? Maybe your current workplace or a former role you've taken before. It's on the screen. This is it.
In as much as I didn't really understand what the, or should I say, the question very well, especially the gap that is there. But
Okay, a problem. Okay, okay.
from what I
Take your
understand,
time.
about the sharing access, the common asset, or sharing gaps I've personally seen in an environment. Maybe should I say about the over permissive rules, like let's say in IAM, like some people, like some organization create some IAM users and give them access permission to have permission to where they are not supposed to have permission. Maybe a developer in the organization and giving them an access, maybe a front end developer or something like that, and giving them access to the S3 bucket, giving them like what is it called? Administrative access, administrative access, yeah, when giving policy, or should I say when giving permission, which is actually wrong. Like in organization, while giving um I am rules, like each person supposed to be given a permission according to what they are, or according to the task they were assigned to, and not being over permissive.
Okay. Does anybody want to add to that, or does anyone have every like have other comments they want to? Okay, no comments. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Stanley, right? Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Tara, do you have any question? Do you have a question or something to say? Okay, go ahead. Hello? Ha. That's not way. Okay, thank you for that comment. Thank you, Bella. Did you, we heard what she said, right? She said, okay, yeah. She said, for some companies, because of how close maybe how close knitted they are, um, access might be given to some staff that are not meant to like have access, and maybe when they leave or move away from the company, those accesses are not like taken back or passwords are not changed, and that is a very very big security risk that can have like adverse impact later on. So, does anyone have any other thing to say? We still have quite a lot of time, 29 minutes more. If you have something to say, please speak up. Or you can type it in the comment section if you don't want to like talk. You can type it in the comment section. We'll just read it out. Or you have contribution. I'll read it out.
Sorry that I'm coming up again, but just that I just joined this community yesterday. I haven't still really understand what's going on and where or how the presentation is being given for each member or anyhow. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is going on in the community and
Okay, sir.
other things.
Okay,
I don't know if anybody can.
okay, sir. This is a question for Mrs. Emanuela or Tarak. Can you respond to this? Can you ask again?
Okay, I said that I just joined the community yesterday and today I just saw the meeting link for a presentation. So I don't know how everything is being done here and if there is a this thing a class you have to go through before you do the presentation or anything. I'm still trying to understand. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 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 All right. Thank you. I'll wait for the link.
Okay, so if you have any other questions, please bring it forward so we can. Someone is still coming back this time. Okay, so in the absence of questions, thank you so much, guys, for allowing me hosts. Surprising, this is my first time hosting um, something like this, or even like going online to like host a lecture. I was a bit nervous, but I think I got myself after like a while. Thank you for this great opportunity, and I would love to like at later date. Thank you. Manuela, Mrs. Manuela and Tarak, if you have anything to say, the floor is open to you. Okay, Emmanuel, I think there's we don't have questions. I don't think anyone has questions they want to ask. So once again, thank you guys for this great opportunity. I would love to do this again. Um, I don't know if Tarek is still there. He's muted. I didn't mute him. Okay, I think
Hi.
we could end since it's okay. I don't is he back? I
No,
think we
it's
can end the
not.
session now. Yeah, Godfrey, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just talking about and
Oh, okay.
access rights.
Okay.
Yeah. Are there like specific strategies you'd share, especially for like teams that that are working across different environments? Say you have one, you are using like Microsoft AD Active Directory to control access rights, and then something else with maybe your IDC to make sure that your development team is okay. But it's been up for a while, and there are permissions that have been there for a while. Some teammates have left, and uh, and the access rights are still there. Are there ways that you'd advise to address these issues?
Sorry, can you come again, or can you type in the comment section?
Okay. Let me shorten it. So if you have like an environment where you have different uh, access routes for your teams, and they're working for different teams, and it's been up for a while, and the permissions have been like uh, you, there's too much access than is needed. What are strategies that you'd advise for that team or somebody who's supposed to handle this to make sure that it's up to date, and of course role based access control is implemented.
I didn't quite get your question. Can you type it out in in the comment section
Okay.
so I can like read it myself? Sorry, thank you. Um, Godfrey, have you? Okay, okay. Okay, how would you how would you address over permissive access? Okay, over permissive access permission, especially for an environment that has been up for a while. So, first of all, you have to like establish like a baseline. Sorry, I'm coming. The noise here is too much. I'm sorry about that. I'm in a very, very noisy environment. I didn't know someone was coming. Okay. Yeah. Your question, Godfrey. Let me go through it again. I'm really sorry for that. So, how would you address over permissive access permission, especially for an environment that has been up for a while? Okay. So, first, you have to see what exists. You have to how do I put this? You have to you have to see what exists, remove the obvious waste. You have to set a least access privilege standard. You have to make maybe an limited access, like maybe someone's access temporary. Then you also have to review regularly. You have to review that access regularly. Did I get your question right? Did I get it right?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, you have to like remove the obvious, like those accounts that don't like have um that are not active. Those accounts that are not active. You should remove them. Like maybe an ex employee's account, like you can remove them from the access portal. Those accounts that don't exist. You can set least privilege. Give access to only people that need that access. These are ways to prevent it. Then you can make, instead of like a permanent admin rights, you can just like set up a, is it once just in time, maybe an expiration, an access with expiration dates. Maybe they have access for a certain period of time. You can do that. Then you should also like review that access that you give out regularly. These are ways you can like prevent. Sorry, I'm coming. Stanley,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, to add to what Oluwadami said, and to answer girlfriend question, and not just only removing the non-existing user again from the environment. Sometimes it's important to also blacklist their IP address, because some of the S users or the S employee can sometimes be petty and try to harm your environment or your organization. So before removing, just also blacklist their IP address in the environment. And one more thing that I learned so far is that instead of just creating each user and giving them a permission in the environment, why not create a user group, give the permission to the group, and then add the particular user you want to each to the group. Then when the user should I say, service is no longer needed in that environment, you can easily remove the user from the group, and that way automatically you strip him of his or her permission.
Okay, thank you. That was more simplified than what I said. Yeah, thank you. Godfrey, was that clear enough for you?
Yes, it's clear enough. Thank you.
Hello?
Thank
It's
you.
clear. Yeah, sorry for the delay.
Yeah, it's okay.
So any other question? So Bella, I think we can end the session now.
Please, Manuela, please don't forget to send the link. I will go through it today and see what I can grab from there since I'm new here.
I went. I'm having network issues. Seriously, serious network issues. Okay, so we are done for today's session. If Tarek has anything to say, yes. Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, everyone. Leave the call.
All right, all right. That means someone is asking in the group if you can
Oh,
share
I
slides.
will share the slide. I will after the session. I will. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.